Wow. That's a great way to start the show, damn it.
Here we
Welcome
go.
to Acute Mania Live. That was after Smoke Clears. I've had them on the show before, and I look forward to having them back. Well, really to talk about that song because there's a lot going on in that song, and I have a lot of questions. Of course, the lyrics are up there, so I'm able to read those, but still,
He's screaming. There
a lot of
was.
questions. Yeah, there's a lot of like, I wonder what they're so mad about. You know,
Well,
don't be so bitter. Anyway.
don't know.
Uh, AJ, I should have asked how to pronounce your last name, but I don't want to attempt it because I'll probably brutalize it.
Oh, it's cool. It's Diaferio.
Diaferio. Yeah, I would have said something else. D. AJD. AJD's with us from Werewolves. I'm excited for this show. That this is I've been looking forward to this for quite a while. Band called Werewolves, and you guys kind of broke on the scene by way of a cover, correct?
Yeah, actually, our cover of we did Limp Bizkit's Break Stuff, and it recently just crossed over 1 million.
That's it.
Yeah. Hey, it's
so
got
crazy.
almost 2 million on YouTube, which is kind of cool.
That's so awesome. What's that feel like? Honestly, is it overwhelming?
I mean, like, I still go to work the next day, so it's not that crazy.
What do you
But
do?
like,
What do you do
it's
for work?
sick.
If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, I'm a barber.
Really?
Cool.
That's
Huh?
awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So you that happened, and that's the song blew up, and you go to work the next day, and you just start cutting hair like it's just any other day, right? Is that what
Yeah,
happened?
I mean, like, the guys that I work with in the shop could literally give a shit about me being
Really?
in a
Really?
quasi popular hard rock act.
Yeah.
They're just like, did you bring donuts? And I'm like, no. And they're like, cool.
No, they should bring
Fuck.
you a freaking
They hate you.
cake and
Like,
a pie and all kinds of shit, dude.
yeah, exactly. Like it was your birthday or something.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. So
I can't
no,
imagine.
no. Uh, it's one of those things like it doesn't matter to anybody.
Listen,
Like
here's the
I think it's awesome, but then everybody goes like, hey, don't get too excited about stuff. And I'm like, oh, all right. Yeah,
I
because
usually don't. I
harsh
usually don't
reality.
read too much into to bands before I have them on, just because I won't ask questions on the show, you know. So I don't read too
Yeah.
much into it. So, kind of give us a little background, like before that, before the big blow up with the song and gaining popularity through that. What was the band doing before that? Like, where were you guys at? Or were you even a thing?
It's how to unpack that question.
Take your time.
I mean, I mean, we kind of like started in a weird way. Actually, the Limp Bizkit cover was the first thing we ever put out as this band Werewolves, and it it started like it started in like this guest bedroom of like my old roommate's house. It was just like uh, two of my friends starting this project, and they didn't want me to be in it, and I really liked the music that they were making, and I was like, why can't I be in it? And they pretty much were like, because you're gonna try to do like you're probably gonna try to make it all horror and do all your like stuff to it. And I was like, I mean, rightfully so, but like, and they're like, plus I don't. Yeah, plus I came from a background of like pop punk music, so they were like, can you even do this music? And I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna try. And so like I went out and made like a demo song, and I put my like everything into screaming, and they were just kind of like, I showed it to them, and they were like, oh wow. And I think by the fact that they just didn't know anybody else who could do vocals, they were like, all right, fine, but like we're not wearing uniforms or becoming Slipknot or anything. And I was like, all right, understandable. And I we were starting to work on like an EP, our EP called The Hunger, and I pushed for us to have a cover out because like we were starting to go to Brian Kuznets from Fame on Fire.
Yeah.
He's our producer, and we were going to him, and he was like, "You guys should do a cover," and rightfully so. Of course, he said that, and I was like, it'd be really sick if we did Break Stuff. I've always wanted to do that song. It's like the song that really got me into. It's crazy as it sounds. I know, like most people say, like, Metallica, Slipknot really got me into it. But as an angsty, like 12-year-old kid, like Limp Bizkit just like spoke to me, and it was one of those things like I was like, I want to do this one. Like, I don't know, like Faith, you can't really do a cover of a cover.
Right,
Otherwise,
yeah,
I would
that's
have
tough.
I would have pushed to do a cover of Limp Bizkit's cover of Faith. But Break Stuff just felt like what this project was starting out as. And I'm glad we picked that one because it has done very well for us.
Yeah, what would have blah, 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 what would have happened if you would have done Faith and not Break Stuff? You know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
but you didn't. You did Break Stuff and it blew.
Yeah.
The other-
Well, let's just say I would have maybe done 500,000.
yeah, only a 500,000.
Only 500,000.
Only a 500,000.
Mhm.
I think my internet froze while you were talking, which is good. So we'll keep it at that. Just be talking when my internet freezes. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I gotta get on the horn with these internet people because this is just crazy. Tom knows what I've been through. I didn't even introduce Tom. I'm sorry, Tom.
It's all right.
Hi, Tom.
Tom
Hi,
is over in
Jake.
London. Tom has been on the show several times, and I just can't get rid of him. But I don't want to. He's a great guy and great co-host. Harmon's supposed to be with us at some point, and I need to ask him why they changed the name of their band because it's very confusing.
I
don't know
I
how
saw
to
that
tag it now.
on. Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that on
just-
SoundCloud. It's Hated. Is it Hated now? Is it?
Yeah,
it's hate.
something. I don't know what he. But he had a date with a tank last week. I'm getting over COVID. I had COVID all last week. I don't wish it on anybody. It's awful. But while I was, taking care of myself, I got on Instagram and he had a bunch of photos of him in a tank. So I have a lot of questions for him. So we'll get to the bottom of that.
I got some questions myself.
I know it's just.
Yeah.
I mean, the music fits. I guess his music fits the tank thing, but that's something you do down the road. You don't do a tank right away. You can't just.
Maybe the tank thing's nothing to do with the music. Maybe it's
I don't
thing,
know what it's
you know?
about, but we'll talk to him.
There used to be a guy in Brixton who's not far from here. He used to have a pink tank and he used
A
to
think
drive
tank?
it. Yeah,
A
pink
think-
tank. It was
Oh,
a tank.
tank. I thought you said a
Yeah.
think tank. Isn't a think
No,
tank
tank.
a corporate
No,
something?
a pink tank, and he used to drive it to the shops and go do his
What?
shopping. He used to drive it, go shopping
Like
to,
an actual
you know.
tank,
Yeah.
but it was
It
pink.
was, yeah, pink.
Seems like a masculinity issue or something.
Yeah, he had a funny looking house as well. But
AJ, do you wear pink shirts? You remember when that was a thing? Like guys started wearing pink shirts. I never got into that whole trend of pink. I just not for me. I mean, I know this is kind of pink, but it's black also. You know what I mean? Did you ever get into the pink like shirt with a collar? That guy? Because I know a lot of Floridians had that going on.
I mean, no, not really. I'm mainly just like a black t-shirt kind of guy, but
Yeah, it's
I have a pink polo or a pink pullover hoodie, but
see,
Alright.
see, you're kind of allowed though. I mean,
yeah.
1 million. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I think you can get. I think you can get away with anything.
Anything.
1 million you get pink.
Something. I mean, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be able to pull it off.
Yeah,
This is about as pink as I can get. This is Raina Z, by the way. No, okay. I'm not
nice.
I try to get my announcements out of the way early, but I try to fit them in there when I can when my internet connection is stable.
All right.
My birthday is September 15th, so I'll give you my address when we're done.
Okay, cool. Happy
and-
early birthday.
Thank you. We
Oh,
live in a neighborhood with HOA and older people. I'm sure they wouldn't really like some of the music that I'd like to have on my back porch. So there's a venue in the road called Main, and we're gonna have some bands come down and play. And from Pittsburgh's gonna come down and play. They're best. And Hate from Pittsburgh are gonna come down, and Bo, which is my son, usually, he's gonna be opening the show, so that'll be fun.
oh,
That's September 15th. My birthday's the 15th, so don't go the 15th because there won't be anybody there. But go the 17th, which is Saturday for next. So I can't wait.
All right.
It'll be fun. You guys should come and play, AJ. Come on up.
Yeah, I would
West
love
Virginia.
to. Where are you located?
I'm in Virginia, so only about something like that.
Yeah.
Too bad. Yeah, come on. Let's go
Yeah,
ahead.
you-
Am I frozen, Tom?
You're freezing a bit, Scott. You're sort of a bit jumping around.
You're
I think you'll be all right in a minute.
don't be jumping around.
Around.
Let's go ahead and play Pride. Now, is Spencer is it Charnas? Is that how you say it, Spencer Charnas?
Charnas, yeah.
Charnas. Is that the guy from
Right.
Einstein Kills?
Yes, it is. He's a good friend of mine. We've been friends for about, oh man, it's like 15 years.
I would love to have him on the show.
He's a fascinating guy. He's quite a character.
Really?
Yeah, good guy, solid guy.
Tell us a little bit about this song.
It's really about because our whole album is about Dante's Inferno. So it's based around the layer of hell for Pride, and it's really about pride getting the best of you, and letting your ego kind of take over. We put the song together, and the chorus just kind of had this melody where in my head I could hear Spencer on it. And so I had reached out to him and I was like, hey man, would this be possible? Would you be interested in this? He gave the song a listen. He liked it. And he said, yeah, man. He's like, no problem. He actually recorded the vocals himself in his bedroom. He has like a little makeshift studio, and he sent it over to me. I sent it to my producer, and my producer put it together. Actually, it's funny because Fame on Fire, who Brian is our producer, they actually just did a feature with Spencer on their song called Welcome to the Chaos. Yeah. And so it kind of comes full circle like that. It's like we had Spencer and then they had Spencer, and it's cool. Like it was one of those moments that when we finally got him to do a song with us, it was like that full circle thing. We went from two kids who met on like Warped Tour, slinging CDs out of our backpacks, to now we're on a song together, and he's like one of the biggest acts in our scene. It's cool. He's really inspired me as an artist, and I've been able to keep my head in the game for as long as I have because I've had someone like him to look up to. So it's awesome to be able to say that, like, we did a thing together.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's take a look at it. The album is Evil Things. It's a phenomenal album. I love the album.
Thank you so much.
The song's called Pride with Einstein Kills Spencer Charnas. And here it is. Check it out.
What's become of you? You're hiding behind those empty lines.
That's crazy good. It's so good. I apologize. I was listening to the stream on my iPad here. It's skipping like crazy, and I know it's my internet connection. So I apologize for that. But go listen to the song. That'll just make you, go listen.
Yeah, it was skipping quite a bit on our end too.
Yeah.
I apologize for that. Holly Rich is in the chat, and she was like, "It seems to be skipping." Yes, it is skipping. It's fun. I will get to the bottom of this. I'll get to the bottom of this. These internet people. I mean, you pay these companies enough. They should. It should be. I don't know. Enough about the internet.
Are you streaming from your computer or your phone?
My computer. Yes.
I was gonna say,
You know a lot about this stuff because I could use all the help I can get.
I mean, honestly, you could probably connect to your cell phone hotspot and
Yeah.
use your cell phone data.
Instead of Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
instead of your
might work.
You think?
Yeah.
I will let me troubleshoot that. Tom, you want to
Yeah, because this is cutting out like terribly.
Yeah.
let me see what I can do. You guys go ahead and chit chat. Tell us a story.
Yeah.
What's a good tour story from being on tour?
Yeah, AJ, tell me a bit about what you do. Yeah, what have you live shows? I'm always interested in live shows.
Well, I mean, like we've done some cool stuff. Like recently, we just opened for the Used and Story of the Year in Amberlin. So that was a really awesome time. The Used is one of the bands that like influenced me heavily like growing up, and like I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if it wasn't for the Used and Story of the Year. Like that was a band that they both came out. I was probably about like 15 when they came out, 15 or 16, and I remember I saw them both at Warped Tour in I think like 2000. I want to say 2003. Maybe,
Wow.
yeah, I think it was 2003. It was like right before Story of the Year's album had come out, their first album, Page Avenue. I went to the Warped Tour to go see the Used. And I went to go see Under Oath, and yeah, like this band just caught my attention out of my periph because they were just doing like tornado kicks and all this crazy stuff. I'm like, who is this band?
Yeah.
So I ran over and I watched their whole set, and then the smart thing that they were doing was back then they were just giving out like 2-song samplers.
Right.
So I had a copy of And the Hero Will Drown and Anthem of Our Dying Day on this 2-song disc. And I must have played that over and over and over and over and over again. And I was just like, I don't know what this is, but like coming off of a band like The Used into something like that, I was enthralled, and like everything that I did in high school was just centered around like those two bands. Like I just wanted that energy, and I was trying to marry that with like early 2000s pop punk and like put that into one group.
What was that like opening for them then? If you were opening, I mean, I'd always think if it's people you admire so much, I'd get a bit sort of starstruck.
I would too. Yeah.
I thought I would have done well, but I didn't. I had my guitar player had been wandering around, and like he met Bert, him and his girlfriend,
Right.
who's the singer of the Used, and I was pissed off because like I wanted to meet this guy, and so,
Yeah.
like I basically just kept coming out of the green room and just like looking at their trailer to see if he would be out there. And I got a little stalkerish at that point, and I'd like rehearsed in my head everything that I was going to say to him, and it all came out like completely terrible. So I was finally just about to give up, and then because they were about to go on, like there was maybe like 20 minutes until they went on stage, and I remember I popped out because I was going to go walk back out there. I was like, "Fuck it, I'm done." And all of a sudden, I just see this vape cloud just pour out of the darkness. And I'm like, there's a guy up on the Used thing. I wonder if that's him. And so like I'm leaning in, and we had played just a little while ago, so I had like all my makeup sweating down my face. Like I looked like when what's her name? When Kim Basinger throws the water in Jack Nicholson's face in Batman, and he's like, I looked like that, but like all sunburnt and through my pale white makeup. So I just looked awful. And I'm just like leaning in as this guy's just trying to relax before he has to go on stage, and he's blowing out smoke. And I pop my weird face out and I just go like, Bert. And he goes, yeah. And I go, hey, I don't want to be weird. Which you're already weird once you announce like I don't want to be weird.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm in I sing for Werewolves, and could I come up there and talk to you? And he was like, yeah, man. And then I was like, I'm in a music because of you, and I really like you, and you're like one of my heroes, and I know I'm not playing this cool. And what did I say? I was like, that I told him some story about like, I was 16 and I was on a Warped Tour, and then a girl knocked me out, and then I woke up and a girl had fallen on my head and knocked me out, and I woke up behind the stage, and like you were there and you gave me water and asked me if I was okay, and I said I'm okay, and then because of that I'm in a band.
Oh wow.
And he was just like, oh cool, man, cool. That's really awesome, man. And I was like, oh, thank you. Could I have a picture with you? And then I took this really like shaky hand, terrible angle photo of me and him, and immediately posted it. Didn't even really look at it, just immediately posted it to social media. Like, this is the best day ever. I just opened for my hero.
I love that. I love that. I switched my internet. I think it's working fine. I don't know.
You look a lot smoother.
Holly said. Holly said I was at that Warped Tour in 2003. Under Earth was killer on that tour. She said,
Yeah,
that's really cool. You got to open for the Used. That's rad. It is.
Yeah, that's the only
Holly.
Chasing Safety days.
Yeah, but I switched this up. I think it's gonna work. AJ.
And let's not jinx it.
AJ has fixed my internet problem.
I'm glad my
Seamless.
insecure story could fix your internet.
Exactly.
I owe it all to so it's not We Are Wolves. It's Werewolves.
It's
We Are
weird.
Wolf. We Are.
No,
We Are.
it's
a play on
just
werewolves, right?
yes, it's We're Wolves.
Right. But we're not.
Yes, yes. Me, and my bandmates. We're
We Are.
the band
Wolves.
I mean,
Wolves.
I didn't know if I had a choice, like an option to be a werewolf or not. You know, I didn't want to be.
I mean, that's the thing. It's you all can be wolves. We are the cult of Lichen. We're all wolves.
Is there a name for your followers, for your fans? Like, you know,
Wolves.
Beavers have the Believers or whatever the crap they are, but you have something like that. Are they the Cubs?
I call them my Lichen cult.
That's very clever.
I saw that on the Instagram bio.
Yes, the cult of Lichen. So everybody
what
is
that-
everybody
what does
who's a
that
fan
mean?
of ours. It's
Exactly.
just
Before I decided,
I've always just really grown up like a big fan of like culty kind of projects like AFI. Like AFI has a huge like cult following.
yeah.
And so I figure we're such like a weird like niche like kind of hodgepodge of a lot of things. And I just figure anybody who's into our project is probably just as weird as we are, and this is our little safe space to like hang out. And so
Be
like
yourself and
you're
just
part
do
of
whatever, yeah.
Yeah, you're part of the cult. You're part of the
craziest thing.
lycanthropes.
That's the craziest thing I feel is you know with fans and you know there's a band and then there's fans, and you know then you get your super fans that they're just like, oh my god, you know, like if I would see AJ in person, AJ, oh my god, it's AJ, you know, like you know there's people like that. Then there's people like, what's up, AJ, you know, you guys are great, you know, like just but you know there's a certain I don't even know how to explain it. It's a certain it's a different
Levels of fandom.
yeah, yeah, and I guess it doesn't really need to be like that because you know we're all just people, you know, you just walking down the street or whatever, you know. It's just that you guys are on a pedestal of fame, you know, and I think that's what people see when they see like celebrities or you know or bands, you know, they see that you guys are on a big pedestal, you know, you have so many people that follow you and that's got to be a difficult thing to get through, especially you know I don't think you're like that, you know that you know oh well yeah I'm you know, but like you know it's got to be a thing where you got to get like step back I guess and be like man it's crazy that we're how we are, but we're still like you know what I mean? Does that make sense? I'm trying to explain it the best way I can, but it's I don't know. I think that's what a lot of people see. You know, like they see like Tom Cruise. You know, you see Tom Cruise. Of course, you're gonna be like, oh my god, it's freaking Tom Cruise or whoever. You know, but you know,
Right.
you know, certain people are up on a higher. I don't know. I don't know. Help me out, Tom. Help me out, Tom. You're not helping at
I
all.
think I'm getting what you're saying, Scott. But I get what you're saying as well, AJ. I think, you know, sometimes with your fans, it's good to have almost like a sort of, you know, like it's almost like train spottery type kind of, you want to be into us, you know, and I get it. I get the sort of, you know,
Bless you.
almost like a kind of, it's almost like a club almost.
Right.
Yeah.
You
You're
know,
part of
it's
this.
kind
You're
yeah,
part of this
the-
group.
Yeah, and I think that's something, particularly with a band, you know, like yourselves. I think it's good to foster because I think people will, you know, they'll respond to that really well. I think they'll get into.
I think one of the things that helps a lot is that because we have a name like ours, it lets you know ahead of time that like we don't take ourselves so serious. So I like to
Right.
think like even though we do have like a dark like horror style image, I like to think that we you know we throw in enough like personality and humor into what we do, and our live shows I really try to like engage the audience as much as possible and like poke fun and make fun of us and just try to create like a safe space. And I feel like because of that, like it gives us more of an approachable kind of persona, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of these bands out there that like they try to like overdo the macho and
Yeah,
you know they try to play the dark twisted artist kind of thing. And you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, we're all dark twisted artists. We wouldn't be able to make the things that we make if we weren't. You know, I especially have like yeah, I especially have like my good days, my bad days, but like it's one of those things like the more you kind of put yourself out there and the more like you try to give out like positive kind of a vibe, even though you're literally yelling just
Yeah.
hate lyrics into a microphone. I feel like that gives people the ability to say like, oh hey, I could probably talk to that guy.
Yeah.
So like 9 times out of 10 when I meet like people that like our band, most of them feel like they kind of know me.
yeah.
And I like that. So like everybody's a little more chill. I haven't had like a freak out moment or anything like that, which is
you haven't had like a super fan come up and just be, oh my god, it's AJ. Nothing like that.
no, people always approach me the exact same way. They always go like, hey Jay, and I go, yeah. And they go like, and then they ask me like a bunch of questions, and then I go like, oh cool. And then I, you know, that's it. I just have a
No,
conversation
I
with
know
them.
You said you were married, but it's got to be phenomenal with ladies.
Yeah, I mean like, you know,
like that.
the watchful eye is always around, so I'm on my best
Yeah.
behavior.
Of course. Yeah, I've never had anybody walk up and be like, "Hey, that's like a guy from Acute Mania Live." Yeah, all right. And I still haven't had that. So
I once, not so long ago, I had actually, just to let you know, AJ, I'm a bass player, so I tend to stand at the back. I actually had some guy at a gig to ask me if I'd seen the band before. And this was halfway through. Obviously, I'd already done one set already. And he obviously hadn't noticed I was actually in the band.
Wow. How's the,
Oh, there you go.
That's the opposite end of the spectrum.
How's the Elton John cover band going, Tom?
Yes, okay.
You knew I was going to mention that. I mentioned that on every time Tom is on in a Elton John cover band.
That's awesome. Elton John rules.
What are they called? What are they called? I always forget what they're called.
It's Jamie and the Jets. It's because the guy's,
That's awesome.
guy's name is Jamie, so it's Benny and the Jets.
I feel like I need to have the entire band on the show.
Yeah, well, I'll try and get them
Make this
on.
happen. You didn't make this
Yeah,
happen.
we did a good gig. We did a gig at the weekend with the. It was a charity gig for the NHS, which is
What's that?
health. It's National Health Service. So in
Why would
the
you-
UK, we have free health. We have free healthcare.
That's a bunch of crap.
Yeah, well, we're
You're
very
the
proud of
Canadian.
it.
You're the Canadian.
Anyway, I want to. Yeah, so it was just for the workers there. So we had a good gig there for them. So yeah, it's all good fun. Yeah.
It's all good fun.
Yeah, sounds great. I
say that every time, but you
personally,
act
I
like-
love Elton John.
Yeah, weirdly, I'm not a huge fan. I just I really like playing with these guys, but yeah, over the years I've played with them. There is a lot of stuff.
I'm sure you get pretty compensated pretty well by doing that. You know, various places you play. You know.
Yeah, it's a big, it's
Not
the
like the real
biggest.
thing, but
No, it's not. No, but then you don't. Yeah, exactly. It's not $200 a ticket or whatever.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Werewolves, not we, but you know them, have a new song coming out on Friday, right? Is that what we said?
Yeah, it's a cover of one of our favorite songs from one of our all-time favorite bands. It's a cover of Linkin Park. It's One Step Closer, which is really the song that introduced all of us to Linkin Park. I like to think, at least.
Yeah, I love Linkin Park too, and I it just sucks about the whole, you know, everything with Chester, and it just seems like, you know, all the good stuff, all the good music, you know, those people, you know, things happen like that, and it sucks for everybody, but it's great that you guys have revived the song. You know, it's probably one of their first songs that really got them big, you know, radio wise and everything. But the video, I've seen the video, and I have the entire track. But we'll just play a snippet of it. The song comes out Friday. Is it like a midnight drop, something like that?
I think so. I think it drops out midnight on Friday.
You have a community live.
I honestly, I don't even remember. I think I want to say yes. I want to say midnight on Friday. It'll be released to the world.
To the world.
I think.
Here's a little snippet
I hope.
of it. We're gonna play just a little bit of it, and it's One Step Closer.
I cannot take this anymore. I'm saying everything I said before. All these words, they make no sense. I find bliss in ignorance. Less I hear, the less you say. But you'll find.
Okay. Okay.
well,
It'll be out Friday.
easy.
You could give him the chorus. You can give him the chorus.
I can get all right.
Give him the chorus. Give him the chorus.
You
The
hear-
chorus is my favorite part.
Just like before. Everything you say to me. This is one step closer to the edge. And I'm about to break.
Okay, that's it.
There you go.
I
Well, you gotta give a little
I didn't want to
chorus.
give him too much. You know, it's not out yet.
Yeah, a little chorus never hurt anybody.
Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but my everything's freezing over here, Tom. I need free
You-
health care.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
We
should
don't- we
fix
don't-
it.
we don't have you can't have like healthcare tourists over here. It's a big thing.
AJ, are you guys going to be touring anytime soon?
Not at the moment. At the
Damn it,
moment,
why?
we're in the middle of working on an album and an EP at the same time. So
What? How does that even
Yeah.
work?
it's the album that we started working on is very far down the pipeline. It's kind of a different direction musically and vocally and style wise. So like we're
Nothing too much you want to divulge into.
no, I can't get into it yet.
You can tell me after.
What I
this
can
one.
say is it's about 75% written. And it's so vastly different that we kind of needed something to kind of bridge Evil Things to it, to not like completely alienate our fan base. We really want people to be on board with this journey and not necessarily against it. You know, I'm not a big fan of when bands take giant leaps and then hope you catch up to it, because I find that like it takes you either you instantly go yes 100%, or you go I'm not sure, and you have to listen to it a whole bunch before you figure out whether or not you like it. And I don't like that. I don't know. Like I feel like if you're gonna take a giant leap, you should at least entertain the core group and be like, hey, just let you know, this is where we're heading. Here's a couple little things that we know you love already, but you know, we as a band are older gentlemen now, and we really are looking more at longevity and sustainability.
I really do. I like that with bands that do that. You know, they don't do it all at once. They kind of give you a snippet of what they're going to do, and you know, you as a fan can decide for yourself. You know, but it's not so drastic that they're going to be like, okay, well, heck with them. You know, they'll listen to it, and they'll kind of just take what they will with it. You know, I love bands that do that. You know, they don't drastically like sell out or just change their complete thing. You know, they help me out here, Tom.
Yeah, well, I think you're doing the right thing. That you know, you want your fans to come on that journey with you, and if you just drastically change it, like you know, suddenly, yeah, you would end up alienating people. Just people would leave.
People would just
drop
listening. Off or something. Yeah.
So
I mean,
better to just say this is what we want to progress into, and just you know, come with us, and you'll you know trust us almost to sort of.
Yeah, it's for me, it's one of those things that you know, I've been on this ever since Evil Things. I've been on kind of like this search, this like journey of like this vocal journey where I've been like really studying, really like taking lessons and working really hard on just like my clean singing. And it's gotten to the point now where my clean singing, I like to think like stands up to my scream. You know, I'd like to think that they're both just as powerful now, whereas like my scream used to be like the most powerful, and then my singing voice was just okay. And I you know, in that discovery, I learned like things that I've been able to unlock that I never really was able to do before. And now it's kind of one of those things like, though we are still in that world, the sound that we're going for has a lot more singing than screaming, and it has a little more still has punch, but it's a different kind of punch. And so it's one of those things like I really want people to understand that we're not the same kids we used to be. We're grown men now, and we're still going to give you what you like, but we want you to know like this is also not just for you, it's also for us. Yeah. So it's about sharing and like give and take. And I think that's the thing is, you know, we kind of gave a little taste of what we were going to do on Evil Things. We're going to give you another little taste on this next batch of songs that we're going to release. And then when it comes time for the album, hopefully you'll be still with us.
I was kind of sidetracked with the whole internet crap that I deal with over here. But on Pride, you know, like towards the ending of the song when it kind of quiets down, you know, but it doesn't take very long for you to get back to the energy. You know what I mean? I love that about any, you know, that's the kind of style that I like to listen to. You know, I like the high energy stuff, the screaming all the time, but I also like the quiet, you know, kind of calms down a little bit. You know, it's kind of like looking back on the beginning of the song. I don't know, it's a story, you know, and then
It's that tension and
just
release,
right,
isn't it?
yeah, it just comes right back in and just you know, and you don't have to wait too long. I wanted to say that, I forgot to say that because, you know, crap I deal with over here, but yeah, it's you know, so I look forward to what you have coming up. You know, if it calms down like that, you know, and it's more singing, then I mean, I like screaming just like the rest of them, but you know, I do like that part where, you know, you're actually putting feeling into it and actually singing the part. If that
And
makes
you
sense.
can tell stories differently as well. You can have some more sort of, you know, and as you said as well, Jason, kind of you feel like you guys are maturing. It's maturing the sound as well, you know. So
Yeah, a lot of our stuff going forward, as of right now, is dealing a lot with like mental health issues, and you know, there's still some tongue-in-cheek stuff in there, but you know, during the pandemic, I can definitely say like it did a lot to all of us, and at least story-wise, like I've got a lot more personal stuff that I want to write about, not necessarily trying to, you know, take excerpts from a book or anything like that. It's definitely want to. The best way to describe where we're headed is it's more moody and it's more temperamental, and it's whatever we were feeling at the time. We're just going to go for it instead of trying to figure out, does this sound like it fits in this box that we feel like we've been in, and we're going to just try to explore a lot of sounds instead of just being like, oh, just some metalcore band, or oh, just some rock band. You know, like I want to be like just a band. Like I want you to go like, I can show this to my blue collar friend, and I can show this to like my cousin in college, and I could also share this with like a teenager, and share this with like my grandfather.
Yeah,
cool.
that's badass.
Yeah.
That's. I was looking at. I jumped back into Apple Music here to kind of look at. You know, the amount of work that you guys done cover wise, it's not easy songs to cover at all, and you guys put so much energy to it. Like even one step closer to the new one, it's just so much energy in that song. I mean, yeah, it was Linkin Park, and it's their song, but I mean, you just it's like 1,000 miles an hour. You know, it's terrific. You know, and
Yeah, especially when you hit that second verse.
yeah, and you don't overdo it. You know, you give it justice, and you do your own thing with it, and that's what I love about bands that cover another band's song. You know, some of them just overdo it, and they just you know, just kind of like, well, that's all right. You know, and then it ends up being, I don't want to say terrible, but you know, just sometimes it ends up like that. But you guys, you don't do that. You know, there's Down with the Sickness, not a easy song to play.
No.
Sing, Last Resort, I love that song.
Thank you.
Bodies. I mean, you can go look for yourself. Everyone.
I think one of the ones that we had the most fun making, surprisingly, was the Unholy Confessions Avenged Sevenfold cover. That one, that one we really ripped it apart. No, it's not. We really ripped it apart, and we knew that, like, now, example, like people, you know, certain fan bases, they're really like gatekeepers when it comes to their bands, right? And like rightfully so. Like that's their universe, that's their cult, that's who they follow. And so like going into something like Avenged Sevenfold, you have to bring your A game. So that's why we had Brian feature on the cover, because
for your AJ game, right?
Yes.
I'm just
That's
dorky.
why we brought in Brian, because Brian's on vocals, because even though he did produce it, Brian himself is a huge Avenged Sevenfold fan. So we knew teaming up with him for this cover that we would almost guarantee that like at least the fans of Avenged Sevenfold would like it, even though we were trying to do something different with it. And so we sped it up just like a beat. we drop tuned it like crazy. So it's in like G. So the vocals are like top register all the way. Whereas the old version is very like, it's all in this race right here. And, we're like, wish I could be the one. Like we're up there. And I love that about it. It gives it like, it gives a song that you love something different. Like, I don't know. Whenever I approach these covers with the guys, I always go like, can this fit with us? Is this a song that we would write?
Yeah.
And if we all agree on it, then I go, okay, now if we were going to write it and this was our song, where would we put our signatures in it? And so we look for little spots and we go, all right, so we keep it traditional here. So it's paying homage, even though we're playing it in a lower tuning or whatever. And then we put our stamp in this one spot, or we put our stamp in these 3 spots. And maybe I sing it this way instead of this way. And that's kind of how we construct it together. And then Brian's such a genius when it comes to how things should sound. So he'll tell me straight out, like, it's not working that way, but I think it'll work better if you did this. And then he'll kind of like sing it and show it to me, and I'll go in there and knock that out.
Do you guys get feedback from the original bands?
Actually, speaking of Disturbed actually sent it out. They posted it on all their social media accounts, so that was really cool. We showed Zacky Vengeance and Sinister Gates our cover of Avenged, and they dug it. And so like sometimes you get some good reception back. Other times they go cold. I actually, oddly enough, he's no longer part of the project anymore, unfortunately. But I became friends with Alex Verkoskas from Atreyu because of, really because of comic book trading, but also like I showed him our cover of Right Side of the Bed, and I don't know, we clicked, and him and I have been friends ever since. We're going on like almost 4 years now, and like that's my dude. I was just out in California hanging out with him and his wife, and it's cool. Like a cover song made me friends with one of my heroes. Like because of Atreyu, because of Alex, like I do this.
Actually, in chat, I don't know which part, because since it's kind of a delay, the YouTube chat, but she was referring to asking Alexandria. I can't even talk. She said like asking Alexandria before and after Danny came back into the band. So I'm she's referring to, I don't know what she's referring to, but I don't know. I like to read what people put in chat, but
okay,
it's on a delay. I don't know. I'm weird. My favorite song from Evil Things. And it was, I don't know, was Life of a Parasite a single from that? I feel like I've heard it before I heard it, if that makes any sense.
So Life of a Parasite, it was released as a single the day the album dropped. And then later on, we released it again as a music video. And that music video is when we opened for The Used.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So, that song actually was added to the album extremely last minute. We went through some issues with a former band member who quit in the middle of making the album, and he decided to take a song back from the album. And so we had to put something together to kind of, when you're doing a concept record, and someone takes something away from the concept, you can't just put it out as is. You have to finish the concept. So in a funny way, it's like you do an album about Dante's Inferno, and then this person goes against everything that you believe and steals a song about heresy. And so now you have to add a song about heresy. You write it about that person.
That's great.
Very good. Yeah.
So it worked. It worked out, because this is the most hilarious part. It worked out wonderful because that song is our highest stream song on the album.
I love it. I think it's phenomenal. It's a great song. It's catchy.
I'm glad you like that.
It's catchy, but it's not so catchy where it's not like radio catchy, but it is. I don't know. It's hard to even like explain, but it's. I love it. I don't know. What do you think about it, Tom?
Oh, it's my favorite song too. And the funny part about that whole thing is that kid later on put the song out with his own project, and it's barely crossed 1,000 streams, and this one's at over 100,000.
That's because the werewolves know. They know who they know who it is. They know what's up.
Yeah.
I love
Justice.
it.
So
phenomenal.
it's kind of like karmic poetic justice. So there's no other way to put that.
It's the nicest way to do it the nice way. Or
Yeah. Dude. Yeah.
Dude, I'm not one to
vengeful,
shit talk or do any of those things. I'd rather just let success talk for itself. So I think we all know who won in that instance.
Just
And
sit back and
it's
relax.
fucking terrific.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Let the work speak for itself, right?
That's
Exactly.
right. This is life of a Parasite. It's phenomenal. The album's Evil Things. Check it out. Go download the whole thing. I don't do the Spotify thing, but whatever people do on Spotify, stream it, all that stuff. It's werewolves or werewolves.
Werewolves.
It's
Werewolves.
WE''RE space
Werewolves.
wolves.
Wolves.
We're wolves.
You can't miss it. It's badass. Life of a Parasite. Here we go. freaking phenomenal. I love it.
Good. I love that.
Pumps me
Yeah,
up.
I love that song.
Pumps me up. Great work.
I think if you really like that one, I think you're gonna like the one that we're gonna release soon. I can't announce it yet, but I just had like a whole meeting about it, and we're gonna have something out by the end of the year. And
Let me know. I'd love to have you guys back on, and we'll talk about it and premiere
Yeah.
premiere it or something. I'll get better internet, I promise.
yeah, all right, deal. Yeah, we'll talk about that for sure.
Hey, but AJ, I appreciate you coming on the show. I'm sorry for all the internet freaking crap, and I'm sorry to the viewers for that too. But I'll get it worked out. But it seems to be working with your suggestion of hooking to the phone. So I'm going to do that from now
Told
on.
you, I know phones.
I mean, live was sponsored by AJ, and yeah.
Yep.
AJ, if you have like 5 minutes, I'd just love to talk to you after we kill the stream just for a second.
Yeah, cool, man. Absolutely. I appreciate you having me on the show. I hope that your audience enjoyed all the stuff we talked about. And yeah, we could definitely do this again. That should be rad.
Definitely. I'd love to meet the rest of the band when they get time, when they quit having babies and all that crap. You
Yeah.
guys
Yeah.
Make
It's
some
a
of that baby
crazy
music.
time. It's a crazy time right now at Camp Wolves.
Camp Wolves, the Camp Cubs, or I'm still thinking that the fans should be like the Cubs, or but
Yeah,
Camp
the
Pups.
well, I mean,
Pups.
one of the Wolves just had a cub. So
Or
Yeah,
a pup.
Yeah.
Would it be a pup? No.
I think it's a cub.
cub.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dogs have
I don't know what
dogs
happened-
have puppies. Wolves have cubs.
I don't know what happened to Harmon, but he didn't make it. So, but he,
His loss.
He enjoys the Wolves also. I'm sure he sends his best. Hey, tomorrow night, I'm doing a kind of a back-to-back thing. Tomorrow night I have Hold Fast Hope. They're from Long Island, New York. They'll be on tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And Bo will be here with me co-hosting, so that'll be fun. Join us if you can. If you can't, watch it later, because you don't have to watch it live.
There you go.
I do have Paradox Rift. I'm not sure where this band is from. I believe it's Pennsylvania, but I don't want to be wrong, so maybe Pennsylvania. Paradox Rift. The song's called Feral Soul. And we will see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock with Hold Fast Hope. I'm going to change the marquee while this is happening, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Have a good one. Thanks, Tom.
Cool. Nice one, Scott.
Bye, then.
What's